In the name of time.
In the name of time.
Shakespeare died more than 4 centuries ago, but his plays remain vivid and timely.
Impute it not a crime to me or my swift passage that I slide o'er 16 years.
For Old Globe artistic director Barry Edelstein, nothing breathes more vivid life into an old text than clarity.
What's the story? All these things connect, and something has to punch us out. So I want to make sure that the agitation of it is disappointment and not rage. And so a big part of our rehearsal process has been focused on clarity of this sort of very difficult text. And, you know, as the Globe always is, we're blessed with an extraordinary company of American classical actors. And so I think audiences will find that the text is impeccably clear and people will understand what's going on.
And my place in it.
For his directorial debut at the Globe, Edelstein picked a personal favorite, The Winter's Tale, one of Shakespeare's genre-defying late plays.
It's a play about making mistakes and getting second chances, and its humanity is extremely affirmative and heartwarming and very, very joyous, and I thought that would be a wonderful note on which to launch my tenure as the artistic director of the Globe. The story of the play is actually extremely simple. It's about 2 kings, the King of Sicilia and the King of Bohemia. They were boyhood friends. The King of Bohemia has been visiting Sicilia for 9 months. Coincidentally, the King of Sicilia's wife is 9 months pregnant. And suddenly, out of the blue sky, he becomes convinced that the baby that his wife is carrying belongs to his best friend and that his wife has cheated on him. This sends him off into a spiral of violent jealousy.
It's not often performed because the tone is tricky. Care is needed to move it from tragedy to comedy and romance. But throughout, Edelstein always looks for ways to make Shakespeare more accessible to a modern audience.
Oh, we've set it in a kind of invented modern world. It's modern clothes. The men are wearing suits and ties. The women are wearing cocktail dresses. By dressing these characters in ways that refer to the world that you and I actually live in, we can communicate a lot more information to the audience about who they are, how much rank and status they have, how much wealth they have, what their profession is, without having to actually talk about it. And I find that makes the play much more immediate, much more accessible, and feel much more fresh than many period productions.
Casting is also key to clarity, and the right actor can help an audience understand a difficult character.
My name is Billy Campbell, and I'm playing Leontes, the King of Sicilia. Traditionally, the problem with Leontes is that his jealousy comes out of nowhere.
Harold Bloom, the famous Shakespearean, said that Leontes is Iago to his own Othello.
He is that. He is his own Iago and his own worst enemy.
So by having Billy play this part, who is so handsome and so well put together, and is like the perfect captain of the football team, suddenly have this extraordinary breakdown, is a dramatic journey that's more powerful and more interesting.
The Winter's Tale was one of Shakespeare's final plays, and he mysteriously stopped writing 4 years before he died.
It's my view that in some way he stopped because he found what he had been looking for over 20 years of his writing. Now, what is that? In The Winter's Tale, the answer is very clearly one word, which is wonder. I don't want to give away a spoiler, but there's a miracle that happens at the end of the play. And all we hear about is how wondrous that miracle is. And this great line, "It is required you do awake your faith." And for me, that's where Shakespeare gets to at the end of his life. It is required you do awake your faith. You have to believe. You just have to suspend your rational mind and simply believe that miracles are possible, that things that are larger than simple human existence are possible. That's the beauty of the play. That, for me, ultimately is the beauty of working on Shakespeare.
Now, the wonder of Shakespeare is brought to vivid life on the Globe stage by its new artistic director, Barry Edelstein. Beth Accomando, KPBS News.
It's a thing to try and run, and we learn what we learn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fine.
All right, good.
Here.
Thanks, boys.